Hello everyone! Today's lesson will focus on debating effectively and persuasively. Let's get started! As you can see by our objectives, we are evaluating the credibility of opposing arguments by examining the logic of the arguments, the scope of the evidence, and the intentions of the author. What that means is, we are judging how believable arguments with two or more sides are. We are looking at those arguments to make sure they are logical. We are examining how much information is in those arguments. And finally, we are paying close attention to who is speaking and what they believe. The stories you read recently, A Sound of Thunder and the Jurassic Park excerpt, depict a future in which humans tamper with their environment, with disastrous results. Our next lesson will involve persuasive writing and cooperative learning. You are going to evaluate your group's argument based on a number of factors: types of support, logical fallacies, and opposing evidence. Our first step in evaluating arguments is to make sure we understand what the opinion or claim is. Arguments are a mix between fact and opinion. The opinion is given first and it is supported by facts, if it is a good argument. After we evaluate the argument, we need to identify the support. If the argument is the opinion, the support contains facts. Sometimes the support contains opinions. These are called emotional appeals, and we must be aware of them and identify them as such. If we are not careful, we can end up believing something that is half true or completely untrue. Good arguments always bring in the other side of the issue. They use the opposing argument to strengthen their position by explaining why the other side is wrong. Be aware of the reason the author is writing or voicing his or her opinion. Their intent should be clear, focused, and unbiased. The author's tone or attitude can make or break an argument. Look carefully for tones that are not fearful, angry, emotional, or too humorous. Those are the best kind. Now, please direct your attention to this song.
Please don't kill us all. Please don't destroy our atmosphere. The sun will kill us all. Global warming, it's not just a prediction anymore. It's not just a prediction anymore. It's true. Help. Bush is such an idiot. Kyoto Treaty, why doesn't he care? Why won't he help? Global warming, it's not just a prediction anymore. It's not just a prediction anymore. It's true. Help! Icebergs are falling into the ocean. The ozone layer is thin. Make good choices, don't use so many resources every single day. Don't drive your cars much, find alternatives, don't be careless. Recycle, don't use so much electricity, don't use styrofoam. Be friendly to the earth, it will be friendly back. Global warming, it's not just a prediction anymore. It's not just a prediction anymore. It's real. Help.
Your job now will be to first decide what idea on global warming do you have at this time. Without any extra information, without doing any research, I want you to have a hypothesis ready. That would be the first thing that you jot down. When you get into your group, you'll want to voice that hypothesis with your group and try to decide who agrees and who does not. What do you know about global warming or climate change? Scientists agree that we have changed the Earth's atmosphere by releasing carbon dioxide and other gases from our factories and cars. These gases are said to trap heat in our atmosphere and raise the overall temperature, creating global warming or climate change. Some people, though, don't think the warming will be a permanent change or that it is entirely man-made. So, do you think global warming will have a long-term effect on us in the future? You can choose one of the 3 areas after you create your hypothesis and after you do your research. Number 1 says, I believe global warming, climate change, does not exist at all. Number 2 says, I believe global warming, climate change does exist, and it is all or partially man's fault. Number 3 says, I believe global warming, climate change does exist, but it is a natural cycle of the Earth's temperature, and there isn't much man can do to stop it. So the objectives for this debate. The students should be able to generate hypotheses on global warming, climate change, test these hypotheses by researching the topic and choosing their position, enhance the lesson through cooperative learning, compare their original hypotheses to their final thoughts on global warming, climate change, rehearse, revise, and refine their ideas, and finally evaluate how they did as individuals and how the group did as a unit. Guiding questions. These questions are designed to help you think hypothetically before you begin your research. They will guide you and your group through the objectives of the project. To wrap things up, I'd like you to have a look at the rubric on the following slide. It will give you the criteria for evaluating each presentation. I want you to use it to guide your group's presentation. There you see the rubric. You can carefully look over it, read it, and let it help you when you create your project with your group. It asks you to specifically include facts, resources, and to be as persuasive as possible without being hysterical or angry. This is the evaluation sheet. Use it to help you and your group judge how you did, both individually and as a group. And finally, you are going to work in Google Docs with your group. You know how to use Google Docs now because I taught it to you. You've already used it once before. You're going to have 2 weeks to complete your presentation, and you will have deadlines between those 2 weeks to help you stay on track. Please come to my office hours with any questions or concerns. Thank you very much for listening, and good luck.